Hello, SGD Nation. Welcome to my Unity level of dreams. Nope? Okay. I'll get right into the changes. These are the roads. This was probably one of the longest changes for me, was making the intersection, making the turns into actual turns, sort of like this. Made a little curve there, sort of goes into the other way. I also added parking lots for each of the buildings with appropriate sizes, I felt. And yeah, I also wasn't part of my original plan, but I added guardrails and street signs and street lamps to the. Actually, street lamps were a part of my normal one, but yeah, these are the light posts. Next is the greenery. I got these and the lamp posts and the guardrails from the Unity Asset Store, and I added the nature where I felt appropriate. Sort of, you know, you're just driving through through like the freeway, and you'd see something like this when you're driving past, grocery store and that, and there's no way that's like completely void of nature. So that's why I've been adding these trees and all that stuff. This area I added a few bushes too, since it was like in front of the diner, so like it wouldn't be completely void of like all nature. I don't know, something like that. Next were the signs. I had the most trouble with these signs because when I would change like the material and the color of one, it would change it for all three. So eventually I found a way, I would make a material for the text mesh like on one, then I'll make another one for this one. But I ran into an issue with the compiler. That's what this is right here. Definitely going to look into that later, but that's sort of how this is now. Next is the afternoon-esque lighting. Skybox probably noticed that earlier. It has its own lighting, and I got this from the Unity asset store as well. All the assets that I'm getting are free, so yeah. Next is the better detailed roofs for the buildings. I just thought that I'd add a few objects that would make sense to be on the roofs, like the doorway and the ceiling fans for the Harris Teeter one. I just added the green material tile roofs that's sort of like on other Harris Teeter buildings, like the one that I'm at. From a distance, kind of just like a dark green mesh, but that's probably due to the lighting, but I'll look into that later as well. Then for the apartment complex, sort of a similar deal with the arcade, but I added barbed wire fences since, it's kind of a tall building. I figured that, you know, safety. As opposed to this one, which is not quite as tall. I feel like I can jump down from there, but maybe that sounds like an excuse. But after that, well, yeah, that's kind of it. These are the light posts, as I mentioned earlier. And yeah, that's my Unity level, Lab 11.